Have you ever wondered why these powerful people have such a strong bond with this venerable electric car company? In a recent report, billionaire investor Jim Breyer stated in a CNBC interview that Tesla has a significant manufacturing advantage over other companies by at least 5 years. Breyer personally visited the manufacturing lines of various car companies to witness the Sir himself. Well, let's get deeper into this discussion, but first smash that like and subscribe button. So without further ado, let's embark on this captivating journey together. Join me as we explore this fascinating story behind the billionaire's Tesla obsession and uncover the reasons that fueled their fervent admiration in a recent report. Modern hardware. Moving on to the latest news on Tesla stock, it appears that the company is performing well in terms of international shipments, with 3 ships currently en route from China to Europe, ensuring a steady supply. Additionally, there has been a sharp decline in inventory levels for the Model 3 in Europe, defying the claims of tester skeptics who previously suggested a lack of demand in the region regarding Tesla's performance. Troy and analysts' current estimate is relatively conservative due to their lack of confidence in the European market figures. However, comparing the same period last quarter to the present, Tesla's performance has surpassed expectations and reached a new record low in inventory levels. This positive trend is especially encouraging for the daily reporting countries. This information was discovered in the Tesla Model Y inventory page source code, and trustworthy sources have verified it. Pictures shared show a lot of these new cars, though some still have Hardware 3 installed. The details of Hardware 4 on the Model Y are unclear, but it might include similar improvements to those seen on the Model S, possibly excluding additional cameras that may be introduced. Even though there is already a high demand for Teslas in the US, it is thought that the introduction of new hardware will further boost sales. Speculation has surfaced regarding the possibility that the Model Y performance variant will support Steam games, which could cause an instant surge in sales. The camera placements remain consistent with Hardware 3, but parking sensors appear to be absent. This information has been confirmed by another source. Orders Drive Tesla Canada has also acknowledged the presence of the new hardware, but as of yet, there is no proof that the cars that are shipped from China to Canada have it installed. Should this not be the case, there may be rebates or price changes for the new cars in Canada. In other news, Nasdaq has sent Nikola, who wants to make electric trucks, a delisting notice since she did not fulfill the minimum bid price standards. This development brings to light the difficulties Trevor Milton and the company as a whole confront. Interestingly, Nikola trucks move by using gravity in a different way. The banking crisis is not the case with NVIDIA stock, which has increased by about 25% today. Owner of both NVIDIA and Tesla stock, Gary Black, believes that Tesla's partnership with NVIDIA on Megapacks will prove to be a profitable venture, bringing in $20 billion annually. This could result in a notable rise in Tesla's energy revenues, potentially leading to a $4 billion upside surprise in quarterly earnings or an increase of $1 per share. By 2024, the current 35x price-to-earnings ratio might result in a rise of 35 per share. Given the extreme profitability of their Megapacks business, one could argue that Tesla purposefully conceals their income and profits from it. Although this is purely theoretical, the CEO of Boston Dynamics suggests that Tesla launched the Optimist in order to deter smaller startups from competing with them. If Tesla were to publicly admit the substantial profitability of its Megapacks, they would undoubtedly face increased competition. Gary thinks that investors in Tesla stock have an opportunity because of NVIDIA's breakthrough, and James feels the same way. Unexpectedly, Tesla was not included in the comprehensive 144-page research on AI and monetization that Jeff recently read. I can still smell the potential, despite having a bit stuffy nose today, based on the price and earnings ratio, as was indicated even once. The good news for Australian Tesla enthusiasts is that NVIDIA is now less expensive than it was 2 days ago. While we may all feel a little left out, our time will come. Additionally, 2 Tesla business cars currently have FSD beta installed, and there are rumors that at least 2 cars in Europe also have this function. Additionally, a new image has emerged that shows the interior of the Cybertruck. FSD beta is heading to Australia. Although the lens may distort some characteristics, it still looks remarkable in my opinion. The country is currently experiencing a recession with a 0.3% GDP decline, which partially explains the slowdown in Tesla sales in Germany last quarter. Although the decline is not significant again, it has affected the market. Watching videos on Twitter has become more enjoyable as users can now adjust the playback speed and enjoy a mini player. According to Teslarati, sales of the Model Y appear to be increasing rather than decreasing, making it the best-selling vehicle in the world. Tesla revealed with pride that the new red color of the Model Y has 7 layers of paint. I find it intriguing to see how the midnight cherry color changes in different lighting scenarios. It's also my absolute favorite color. The new Tesla has dropped 50 places in a credible brand survey, currently ranking at number 62. Meanwhile, Xbox is facing a significant decline in profit margins, the opposite of what Nvidia is currently experiencing. Tesla recently opened a new supercharging location, which also happens to be one of its largest facilities of the day. This places Tesla below Ford and a number of other significant automakers, including Toyota and Honda, GM and BMW. Even though at first look the decline might seem alarming, Tesla still falls into the good category according to the study, creating a fascinating situation and an unexpected turn of events. But Twitter has surpassed the Trump Organization, which is ranked lower at number 100, to come in at number 97 on the study. Given the small number of businesses on the list, most notably, the poll ranks auto companies as follows. It's worth wondering why the Trump Organization was included in the first place. Toyota and the 6th position Honda, 16 BMW, at 4 GM and 13 Subaru after Tesla and Volkswagen. Chrysler came next. Possibly the most notable feature of this study is that FDX, the financial misconduct affiliated firm, is included. It's astonishing to see that. A business connected to a public figure came in much lower than a real scheme that conned people out of money. I understand why a political figure's company would be viewed with both intense hatred by half of the nation and strong adoration by the other half, or by a third of the population. But what really baffles me is how a company that has embezzled money from people and is despised by everyone can rank higher than a company that a sizable portion of the nation would unquestionably love, despite the fact that another portion would hate it fervently. If you apply basic logic, a company that is loved by half of the population and hated by the other half would logically be ranked at the very bottom rather than in the 99th place. Another reason to take into consideration is the scores themselves, which are 74.362, and even if you go higher, you still see scores in the 70s, scores higher than 80. Since Fox is the only media outlet from that industry, even though the survey indicates that Tesla has experienced a significant decline, the actual difference in absolute terms doesn't seem that substantial. Warren makes a valid observation here regarding how no other media organizations made it onto this list. It's interesting to note that Pfizer is also included in the list ranking at number 50. For example, we have CNN, CNBC, and MSNBC, and MSNBC. What's even more interesting, in my opinion, is that the firm that makes Bud Light is ranked 57th on this list. It seems as though they polled more members of one political party than the other. Permit me to introduce you to their approach. What most interests me is that this year they cut the number of survey respondents in half. Last year there were roughly 33,000 respondents. This year, only 16,000 were surveyed. It seems as though half of the participants were dropped, possibly because the company didn't want them to contribute. Of course, this is just conjecture on my part. I haven't found any additional information about this, but I'll keep looking. Nevertheless, my initial impression is that if Tesla is still doing fairly well in this survey, it suggests that our specific party still has a certain amount of affinity for, or at least like Tesla. Although the mood may not be as strong as it was previously, it's still important to note that the study had 3,4,000 participants in 2020, but by 2021, that number had increased to 4,3,000. Furthermore, Fox and Twitter were at the bottom before any bias was apparent, but it is difficult to assess the results and degree of bias in this case because Fox was not included along with CNN, MSNBC, and other legacy media companies, which also curiously ranked at the bottom. Thank you so much for viewing this video, which is about Tesla Insights. Please remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the future international film.